Could a new building make a difference? Really, that was the question.
I had been on the board of 111 Madison for quite a few years before I became board chair. We needed a much larger facility and certainly one that just functioned. There were so many things wrong with that building at the time. We all felt like we were in a sinking ship.
The membership was declining. The building was in disrepair.
And it was obvious that they had outgrown the existing facility. We couldn't really grow any programs because there just was no space.
And the Y had such importance in this community for going back to the late 1800s. There was a YMCA in the community.
You know, Fritz, when we talked about remodeling, he goes, guys, we gotta stop talking about this. He said, Bay City deserves to have a really wonderful place. And so then the visions just started coming as to where could we have it and how could we do it.
Now, mind you, it's a big lift for Bay City, Michigan, to build a $20 million project back in the 2009, 2010 time. But it was possible, and it was only possible because we did get a lot of community engagement.
The Y was my customer at the bank, and Fritz knew that at some point, if the Y was going to build the building, that it would have to be financed, and then the loan payments would be made by the pledges as they came in for the people that pledged dollars.
So Fritz Horak and myself really led the fundraising portion of the project, and so we did community fundraising. We did to a lot of corporations. We ended up getting a number of people that were on our committee that were subcommittees. The last time they did a major fundraising was the building that they were leaving, and so it wasn't an organization that was asking the community to come to help them time after time after time.
The board had done a great job and had determined that it was about a $13 million building that was needed for the right size for Bay City. And I felt that Dow Chemical, who has been a great corporate citizen for Midland and for this region over a long period of time, would be an ideal candidate to ask for the lead gift.
Dow's commitment to this project was significant and beyond all expectations. Initially, a $4 million contribution. So while the cash value and the supplies were great, adds to the overall fundraising activities, what Dow saw in it was way much more. It saw the impact to a community, the strength and the vibrant nature of resurrecting this quadrant of Bay City and bringing to life in a way that was going to strengthen families and strengthen the community. At $20 million of anticipated cost, $13 million was raised. And most sources were already exhausted. Dow had already given nearly $4 million of that first 13. I received a phone call from a couple of the board members who said, hey, Greg, we need a favor. We got to bring home the last $7 million. There's a way to do it, but it's complex, it's new. Would you mind getting involved? And my nature is absolutely yes. I believed in the project, I knew about the project, I knew it's about its great potential for the community. And then it took about 18 months of vigorous discussions, presentations, financials, meetings with lawyers, tax strategy folks, to really unravel what new market tax credits were all about. They're complex, they're compliance ridden, there's a lot of specificity around the rules and requirements of those. And you just don't get one by going to your local grocery store and saying, well, I'm gonna take a new market tax credit off the shelf and buy one. The impact to this community and the fact that this new market tax credit, once it was studied and understood, Dow bought into it. Michigan Baseball Foundation bought into it. And the board here at the Y was ecstatic that we could bring home the last $7 million and bring this project to groundbreaking. And more importantly, the Dow Bay Area YMCA was debt-free.
In 1974, I joined the Y as a member, met a whole bunch of people, and they became friends of mine for the rest of my life. Well, there were rumors for about a year before we actually had the groundbreaking, and myself and probably another 10 members walked over. And so we were there for the first shovels that went into the ground, and we were very excited about a move to a new facility. Everyone was, and the talk through the community was that, can't wait to see it happen.
I've been here at the Y for 33 years. I started as a preschool teacher for the Great Start to Readiness program. I remember that day well. Someone had gotten the older children little shovels, and they were shoveling dirt. The kids thought they were so cool because they got to shovel dirt and break the ground.
Jim Vietti and Scott Carmona asked me if I would help assist with the construction, finishing the construction of this building by being an intermediate between the YMCA and the construction company. So I started out kind of as a part-time and worked my way into a full-time position because there was so much need. And that's how I got involved. So was very excited to help an organization that I had been a part of for quite some time. I think that as time goes by and people may forget how much effort was put into this, that they should remember that these success stories don't just happen because a couple people talked about it one day.
If I could just infuse into every person that passes this building the emotion that I feel and the pride that I feel, just to see the kids in this building, in every sector of the community enjoying this building, people that can't afford it economically, and we give scholarships to those people so that they and their children can enjoy this facility. The daycare, everything that we do here, to see the smiling faces of the kids and just to see the joy that's brought to people that are members here. It's extremely fulfilling for me, and I will always feel like this was my greatest achievement in life.
Shortly after we opened the new facility, and I happened to be here exercising, and a member from the old Y had came up to me and was almost in tears because she could not believe that she could be part of this great facility.
So we stood at the top of the basketball courts and just stood there. And the kids just said, "Mom, this is so great. This is so great." There aren't many organizations that can do that.
I absolutely want my grandkids to have their children use this facility, because I think that that'll show that what we did on that day in December, that it was all worthwhile.
40 years from now, I hope that everyone knows how proud we are of what we have here, and that it will be here in 50 years and 100 years, and it won't be falling down, because we'll take good care of it until then.
This is only the 4th building since 1871, and that's really extraordinary. So I think that's a source of pride that the Y would have, that they've been very, very good stewards of the funds that the community has given to them.
Everyone who worked on it, Godspeed, because they did phenomenal. And I wish the future generation Godspeed, because we're going to need you to carry this on.
Could a new building make a difference? The building is just a symbol of what it is. It's truly the culture of the Y, the culture of the people here, the culture we create that will continue to move us forward.